don't know what's happened. Now, I never thought I would be driving this car for an episode of Can I Beat the Pole Lap? However, last night I walked out of the cinema after watching Wakanda Forever, and I went on Twitter, and the first thing I saw, Kevin Magnussen is on pole for the Brazilian Grand Prix, and I felt like I could not believe what I was seeing. So after brushing up on qualifying and seeing exactly what happened, Kevin Magnussen is indeed on pole for today's sprint race, and I can't believe that has happened. So today we're driving in the Haas VF22, and we're going to try and beat K-Mag's lap from yesterday. Now, one thing I want to say as I leave the lap time up on screen now, 1 minute 11.674 I believe. I have changed the settings of the game, so essentially I have reduced the track grip. So it's going to be really tough to drive, and it's going to be really hard to get a lap hooked up. I think we're on 89% track grip. So essentially trying to recreate the conditions from yesterday's qualifying. So with that said, let's get into it. Leave a like if you're going to enjoy, subscribe for more. We've got one more round after this, of course, for Abu Dhabi in the finale, and then that's it for this season. But let's get our first lap on the board and let's see what we can do. So, down to turn 1, braking at the 50. Gonna build my confidence up here, lap by lap, as, like I said, track grip is very low, so I don't really know what to expect. So far, first sector, so good. A little bit cautious, not a lot of grip, but the back end is relatively stable. A little wide of the apex there at turn 4 as we try to recover it under power. Flat out through 5, up the hill now into 6 and 7. Try to stay tight if possible onto the curb, and then on the anchors for the hairpin. Turn 8, then into turn 9. Patience through here as you want to get the power down. Into turn 10, the second hairpin. We're also using, I believe, the laser scan version of Interlagos with the updated sponsor, so I'll leave the links down below, guys, for the circuit, all that good stuff, like always. Through the Steel of the Lago, I believe. And now up the hill. Let's see what this first lap is going to be. 1:11.6 is the target. DRS open, and we're already into the 1:11, so we're going to be slower. So 1:13.8, so 2.2 seconds away. Let's make some adjustments as we're running a baseline. I think we can beat the lap, but it's going to take a bit of work because I've already dropped the fuel a bit on the car, so it's not even default setup. Now what I'm doing, I'm already on the lowest fuel I think I want to go for, which is about 10 litres. I think for this episode our best lap might actually arrive by hooking up a couple of consecutive laps. I've got tyre wear on and fuel consumption on, so I feel like it might be better just trying to get a run together. So we're going to run what would be, I guess, the standard engine modes now for real life qualifying. I've increased the front wing a little bit, and we're going to see how this goes. I'm also running the brakes a bit more towards the rear, taking a risk, but let's see if it pays off. Whoa, getting crossed up straight away as we lock the rears. No rear grip there through turn 1. And just move them half a click forward as we bottom out on the curb. So far, we're down in the first sector by 600ths. Let's see if we can recover it over the rest of the lap. Okay, now we're up half a tenth. Let's see if we can find some more time down this middle sector. Through the double rights, a bit more grip this lap. A bit less fuel, a bit more wing, car's a bit more agile, but we're still struggling. The general track conditions are poor. 2 tenths up right now as we try to get an early apex there at the hairpin. Down the hill. Into the final corner we go. And there we go, out the final corner now. That was a pretty decent final part of that lap. However, we're only up by half a second, so still a lot of time to find. Let's go for another lap and see if we can find a bit more time, a bit more confidence. 13.2. That was a lot better through there that time, a lot cleaner. And we'll just avoid bottoming out on the curb here, and that will already find us 3 tenths in the first sector. Trying to have a different line through there, a bit wider this time to get a better exit down the hill. is another strong lap. A bit early in the brakes through there, but we still have a decent improvement on the way. 6.4 tenths up, so this will drop us into the 12s. Mid 12s by the look of it. Okay, 12.6, so we're basically a second away. Let's try a few more tweaks and see if we can maybe find that lap time. So as you can see on the fuel here, we have 10 litres, estimated 5.3 laps. So I want 2 consecutive timed laps, so that would be 3 laps all in all. We'll go 7 just to be safe, so 7 litres. And I'll go a click up on all the wings and see if that helps. One thing I want to note also with track conditions being reduced is that I've also got the track evolution set to a standard rate, so every lap we do the track is rubbering in, albeit with just one single car in the session, but there will be some track improvement. Anyway, this is it, let's get to work. Not really a lot more I can do now, so it's going to be about hooking up these next 2 laps and seeing if we get the job done. Let's commentate this first one a bit more and see if it gets us a bit closer to the goal. Turn 1. That'll do, tight enough. Smooth on the exit. And we're literally dead even compared to our personal best. Now starting to lose a little bit of time on the straight as we're running the higher wings. Braking a bit later into turn 4 and then getting the power down a lot earlier. Bit of a moment though, that's costing us a little bit of time there. Let's see if the wings can make a difference in the middle sector. This is where I'm hoping it pays dividends, and I can feel it already. There's a bit more response, but we get stuck on that curb. There isn't a lot of grip, man. I'm liking these reduced conditions. It's making it a real challenge to drive the car. Currently 2 tenths down. I'm going to try and go for a bit of an earlier apex and hope to pick the throttle up a bit earlier. There we go, just about flat through there. Still a bit twirling the brakes, but the first lap is going to be 2 tenths down, so not the improvement that I was hoping for. Let's see what the second lap has to say. That was a very good final part of the lap. Looks like we're going to be up by about just under 3 tenths, as we're going to lose a little bit on the straight on the run to the line. 12.3. Oh, I don't know Verstappen. Alright, I think I've got the answer to beat the lap. I'm going to have to use hot lap mode. That's the only thing I have left. I've tried everything I can. That's all I've got in the chamber. If that doesn't work, it's game over. Oh man, I'm really struggling. I think I might have to tap out here. The best I've done is 11.8. And I'm struggling to get near it. Oh, I don't think I'm going to make it happen, guys. I think I'm tapping out officially. I'm going to have to throw in the towel. I think the lap is there, but I can't quite get it. 1:11.8. So I'm going to show you guys that lap now. Let's run it back and you guys can enjoy it with the full sound. So here is the setup then, and yeah, this is what I've done in the end. So tyre pressures, I went a bit higher on the front pressures to try and get a bit more front bite. Fuel, I went with 6 litres, electronics on the following modes: aero 18, 18, 22, and then alignment default, sensors default, dampers default, generic, brake bias on 54, and then everything else default with steering assist on 90 to reduce the porpoising effect. So yeah, that's it guys for this one, and a rare failure. So fair play K-Mag, excellent job. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more guys, and we have one more round to go in Abu Dhabi. And yeah, that's it guys. Links to the mods down below. Check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them already. And as always, a big shout out to the members for supporting the content. But cheers for watching guys, and I'll see all of you in my next one.